Hello, everyone. Welcome to another and a new Season 3 Movie Review Monday.
My name is Frankie.
And my name is Herb. So today, Frankie, we got one of your favorite movies of the year so far.
I know you only do that because I have good taste in movies.
Oh, yeah, sure. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about Godzilla Kong, the New Empire.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So I just want to start off with a simple question. What are you thinking so far about this whole Godzilla Kong movies coming together and this whole monsterverse, basically?
Right. So I hear the word monsterverse also. And what I think is that it just takes me back to Marvel, right? Marvel was the first people to have this giant cinematic universe.
Correct.
You know, and feature films that connect with each other, that like outside of part 1, part 2, you know, just feature films that connect with each other. And I believe that if people follow closely what Marvel did, any franchise could be successful.
Well, they definitely created a formula for Hollywood. That's for sure.
Exactly. Right. How can we make the most money off of one thing? Cinematic universes.
So that's how you feel about it. All right. Well,
I think I see potential, man. People love this thing, right? People see these movies and they have a really, really good time watching them. The sounds, the lights, the destruction, you know, like these movies can either be dumb or dumb fun. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. You're absolutely right. So the whole MonsterVerse, ordeal, I like it.
Yeah,
I really like it because, like you said, we brought up Marvel and stuff like that. Star Wars is another one where they have this whole universe.
True.
And it's a lot of talking. Well, obviously, every movie involves lines and stuff like that. But I think it's just like, it's kind of giving me like Charlie Chaplin kind of vibes in the sense of no talking needs to be done for you to understand what the story is.
Right.
You know,
I think that's a phenomenal, either, I don't know who to put that on, the writer or the director, but that's intense skill.
You know who I would like to put that on?
Tell me.
The video effects people, the CGI people. They're literally putting these emotions and everything on this huge gorilla and this huge Godzilla monster too. And we can understand what they're either feeling or what they're trying to tell each other.
Yeah.
You know? And it's so interesting to watch, man. I had a really great time watching this. One of the first time that I've seen a movie in IMAX, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm getting too old or maybe I just didn't enjoy the IMAX experience like that, but it was really loud. It was really loud, dude. I was like, man, I'm tired.
That's what happens when you get older, you know?
Yeah.
Your hearing is the first thing to go.
Yeah, bro. But I like where this is heading, and I truly hope that there's a part 3. You know, or whatever they're calling it, you know?
I think there will be, man. You know, they're definitely going to continue the story.
Okay, so Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. This, I'm going to give a quick synopsis. 2 ancient titans, Godzilla and Kong, clash in an epic battle as humans unravel their intertwined origins and connection to Skull Island mysteries. So Godzilla versus Kong, we already know what that's about. Mm-hmm. Godzilla and Kong fighting it out and whatnot. And towards the end of the movie, we basically find out that there's a hollow Earth, is what they call it. A world within a world, as you said before. Yeah. And Kong, that's where Kong and his family comes about. Godzilla, I'm not really sure the origins or anything too much into that. But Kong is basically trying to find his new family, or at least anyone that's out there that's alive. And that's what he does. And in this case, he finds out that they're being enslaved by this Scar, is what's his name?
Scar King.
It's Scar King, exactly. And he is in control of a ice Godzilla. I'm not entirely sure what they call that one, but yeah, the Godzilla basically blows ice, and he's in complete control over that. So he's basically in control of this, the Kong civilization and whatnot. And Kong comes through to try to save the day. Can't really save the day, so he needs help from his old pal Godzilla.
Calling the cavalry.
Exactly, exactly. You know, he said, "Avengers assemble."
Right?
Yeah. So this is basically the plot of it, and honestly, I don't think there's any spoilers to this movie. And truthfully,
a lot of people should know what they're getting into when they go to watch it.
Exactly. And that's exactly how I saw this movie. I'm coming in saying, I already know how this is going to play out, but it's just, how is it going to play out? You know, like what's going to happen, you know, for the end result to be the end result. So, but before we get more into it, let's get into the director, you know, the main man, that kind of made everything happen. What's his name?
We have this movie was directed by Adam Wingard.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We did a little bit of research into him. He's, I wouldn't say new into the directing game. He's definitely directed a lot. However, it's not anything huge that we are aware of today. Yeah. As big as a blockbuster like Godzilla and the Kong universe.
Yeah, not new to directing, but new to this attention, I guess. He's definitely getting attention now.
Yeah, absolutely. Because looking at his past work, he's definitely done a lot of, I don't want to call it blood and guts, but basically a lot of horror movies. You know, a lot of genre in that thing. Like he actually, this looks like to be a reboot or remake, the Blair Witch, which came out in 2016. Yeah, maybe it's a reboot or remake to the Blair Witch Project. But yeah, and Death Note. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, the anime. He did the live version. I think that came out on Netflix, right?
It did come out on Netflix. Correct. I actually like that one, by the way. I heard it sucked ass.
Yeah. Did you watch the anime?
I didn't.
Exactly,
and that's why.
Yeah. I feel the same way about what movie was it? The Last Airbender.
Oh,
I love the movie.
Get out of here.
See, I didn't watch the show.
I definitely watched the show. So when that movie came out, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. When he made it, I personally liked it a little bit as well, but it just did no justice to what the anime was actually about.
For sure.
So after Death Note, which came out in 2017, by the way, he went on to direct the Godzilla vs. Kong film, which came out in 2021. So it seems like there was some break there where I guess he was preparing for that or something like that. But Godzilla vs. Kong was clearly a big hit that they came out with this second part.
A lot of prep work probably went into those 3 years, especially because the movie is so CGI heavy. Exactly. How are you directing things that aren't there?
Exactly. So that's our director, Adam Wingard. Adam Wingard, thank you very much for this movie.
Thank you, Doug.
So let's talk a little bit about the cast itself.
All right. In this movie, there were a few human characters. We had Rebecca Hall appeared in this, Brian Tyree Henry, as well as Dan Stevens and Kaji Hodel. I don't know how to pronounce that last name.
I'm not entirely sure either, but she did great as well. So these are basically the four main characters in this film. And man, if I have to say, Brian Tyree definitely stole that show.
Very, very funny. Brought a lot of personality into the character he was playing.
Big time. I loved it too, because in Godzilla vs. Kong, I wasn't a huge fan of his character in the. Well, I wouldn't say his character itself, just the storyline that they put his character in. Mm-hmm. At least in this one, they really brought him along with the whole, actually engaging with the whole Kong Godzilla stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he did great. He's so funny too. He's a very talented dude.
He's a great actor. I love him.
He's an Oscar nominee already, right?
Really?
Yeah.
What was he Oscar nominated for?
I think it was like maybe a year or two ago, but it was for the movie Causeway.
Not familiar.
Neither am I. It's one of those movies that, oh, okay, you got nominated. Nice. But don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure it's good, but it's with Jennifer Lawrence. But yeah, so he got nominated for that one. And what else? What else we have to say about this? Truthfully, there's not much to say because it's just a very small main cast.
Very small cast. Actually, new to the idea of this monster movie. What did you call it? Monsterverse?
Monsterverse.
New to the idea of the Monsterverse because, like you said, a lot of these movies used to just be the monsters, not too much dialogue, and you could still understand the story being told. But right. So the involvement of the human characters in this movie was definitely new to the franchise.
Yes.
Way more involved, way more dialogue with the humans in these films. That was one thing I actually heard where I don't know if you want me to talk about this now,
go ahead.
Yeah, so there was one thing I heard about the movie is that they hated the human dialogue. They're like, all right, we need to get more human people in this. And then the dialogue was just, a series of throwaway lines. Okay. What's he doing? He's preparing. Where's he going? He's preparing. Where's he going next? He's preparing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely filling in the blanks for sure. Yeah. There was actually another thing that you mentioned that apparently that this was not supposed to be a Godzilla Kong movie.
Right. So, even in the trailers, right? What stands out in the trailers is this tiny looking Kong a tiny version of Kong.
Right.
Right. It's definitely a younger version. And there were rumors that this was supposed to be a Son of Kong film and that Godzilla was an afterthought.
Okay.
Right. And I think what backs up that rumor, right? What backs up that theory is that this movie is so Kong heavy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The story is just incredibly Kong heavy. It feels like Godzilla is an afterthought, you know? There are all these hashtags online, Team Godzilla, Team Kong. Anybody who is Team Godzilla feels like shafted. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. They're like, what?
Right?
But yeah, they got nothing from what they were rooting for.
So the movie felt like Godzilla was just an afterthought, you know, why is Godzilla's name first in this title?
Yeah.
If the story is incredibly Kong heavy, you know, so that's just the rumor. You know, my inside sources couldn't confirm anything, but that rumor was absolutely heavy.
Well, after watching the movie, I definitely can see how it was supposed to be a Kong film. Mm-hmm. If you ask me now, after hearing what you just said, if you ask me if it would have been just a nice, solid Kong film, yes. I think it actually would have been great if after Godzilla versus Kong, they did their own solo movies once again, and then come back to me, you know?
Yeah.
Because this would have been a great just Kong solo film where he goes about and he's looking for his family and then comes across this Scar King character, you know, the villain. Godzilla, this entire film, is back on Earth. Like you said, he's preparing. He's recharging. He's going to different cities, fighting different monsters that he can
overpower,
suck in this radioactive energy. And everybody is like, why is he doing this? Why is he getting all this radioactive? He's preparing for something. Oh, whatever it is, it must be big.
Yeah.
You know? So that's all we're seeing. Yet we're back here on Hollow Earth seeing Kong interact with so many different things and fighting other monsters and whatnot. So it was definitely Kong heavy. You know, as you said. So if they, back at the studio, it was supposed to be a Kong movie and they're like, no, we don't like this, put in Godzilla, it's either that or we just scrap it all together, then I can see how they brought in Godzilla and gave him these small parts to just, hey, he's recharging up there and whatnot.
You know what else it could have been? I understand that Godzilla -1, you love that movie.
That was a great movie.
Right? But it's also not connected to this MonsterVerse.
No.
Exactly.
It's Japan's own
exactly.
Godzilla.
So I think America's just trying to make sure that they keep the influence of Godzilla versus letting Japan get that influence. And then people only come to watch those Godzilla movies instead of the good old American Godzilla movies.
Good old American. Yeah.
Good old American Godzilla.
Yeah, dude. Wow. That makes a lot of sense because
what you said is that after Godzilla versus Kong, right?
Yes.
If they had their own separate movies, right? Technically Godzilla did, but it wasn't made in America.
Got it. And if they did make their own American Godzilla, it would have to kind of be head to head with this Japanese Godzilla. And this one kicked ass, dude. Oh man, that's wild. Okay. All right. I can see that happening. That's definitely a thought for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think they did any justice by by bringing Godzilla into this? After Godzilla -1?
I don't think so. A lot of people, like I said, were sorely disappointed in how little screen time Godzilla thought. Like I said, it felt like an afterthought. It felt like, just throw him in there.
Right.
So did it do, like, can this movie or can Godzilla's appearance in this movie compete with Godzilla -1? No.
Right.
Short answer. No.
No.
Right. It's almost like a throwaway.
Okay.
I just sort of,
Yeah.
Oh, we got to keep this. We got to keep this money. Money, dollars.
Money. Money is what it's all about back in the industry, dude. Okay. You make a lot of sense when you say that.
Thank you, Doug.
For sure, bro. What do you think about the whole hand thing that Kong got going on there? That robotic arm.
This technology that Kong got, right? I remember that it happened during a fight scene, right? During a fight scene, Kong was severely damaged and had to run away to heal, And the human characters in this film developed this device to. It was almost like, how do you say it? Like a rehabilitation device. Right. Helped him with his arm function. And it also just happened to be incredibly powerful, and it, it was just able to help in a fight.
Mechanical and everything. It wasn't just a metal arm. No, like that thing recharged and basically gave him power for those hits and whatnot.
So I think it was a good addition to Kong. I think one, with the introduction of that technology, they are almost guaranteeing another film, because if people love that, we want to see more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? We want to see not a fully mechanized Kong, but, like, let's go back to Transformers, right? You got Optimus Prime, and then he pulls out the sword. Oh! And the next movie, he pulls out the wings. Oh!
Yeah, Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. They're gonna bring
man.
Or kind of like how Tony Stark, upgrades his suit each movie.
Oh my goodness,
the suit ups to put it on.
The suit ups are my favorite things about Iron Man.
Yeah.
So I think they almost told the audience, we got one more for you guys.
Okay, yeah, man. I hope that they do a few more in this. Again, this whole MonsterVerse is really cool.
Yeah,
I really like it. I'm in it. I'm buying it. I'm down to go to the theaters for more of this, in all seriousness. But I don't want to say too much about the movie, because, of course, we encourage our listeners to go out and watch it themselves. We like to give our input. This is clearly just a review of what we think about the movie itself. Anything else you want to say on it?
I just want to encourage people to form their own opinions, right? Form your own opinions. If you like it, tell us. And if you don't like it, tell us why you didn't like it. But, basically, go watch that thing.
Yes. I just want to say this one last thing. This villain, the Scar King, I think he had not that much time that we wanted. Again, it's, how can I put it? It's kind of like, you remember Iron Man 1? Man, it's funny how we always go back to Marvel. So Iron Man, the main villain, do you remember the bald guy?
Yeah, Jeff Bridges' character.
Jeff Bridges, exactly. So Jeff Bridges' character, we knew that he was the villain. However, we didn't see some action until the very end. So that's how I kind of felt about it. This Scar King was badass. In my opinion, I feel like he could have definitely had a lot more screen time with showing, one, how he became the Scar King himself. Maybe we don't have to see him fight Kong himself, but maybe just dominate in this prison that he's created for the other Kongs and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end, of course, we had the big battle scene between him, Godzilla, and whatnot. And I don't know. I just wasn't so impressed on how fast it ended, if I may say. But then again, if this is their way to introduce more villains and more into this whole MonsterVerse,
exactly. That's the thing about cinematic universes. There's always opportunities for prequels. Say it with me, for prequels.
Yeah, but I enjoyed this. Frankie, what would you rate this movie?
I typically don't like these movies, but if I just look at it for what it is, I'll give it a 8, 9. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I would have given it like a 8.5, maybe 9.
Okay.
So Frankie says
8.
Herb says 8.5.
All right. Guys, thank you for listening to this. What we want you all to do is follow us on all of our social media. You can find us at Discuss the Film. Guys, we also want to let you know that if you go on our IG, you'll see a Linktree link. And there you can see all the places we can be listened to. And basically anywhere you can listen to podcasts, that's where we are. One last thing, y'all. We have a Cash App, right? $ DTF Podcast. Please, if you want us to keep going and you want to show us how supportive you are of us and what we're doing, send us something, right? I'm not going to ask y'all for $1,000, right?
I am. Give us $1,000.
I want 8 million people to give us $1. So you give me $1 and share it and tell them to give us $1 also. Okay. Anything else, Doug?
I got nothing else to say, bro. Let's wrap it up.
My name is Frankie.
And my name is Herb. We'll talk to you again soon.